Hi everyone, and welcome back to another lesson from Korean Studio. It's been a while since our last video, and we had sort of changed the brand name to Hangul House for a while, but we're back as Korean Studio, and hopefully this will be one of many videos that we'll create in the future to help you learn Korean. I've got a bit of a cold, so bear with me with my voice. And in today's lesson, we're going to learn useful phrases you can use when you are at a Korean restaurant, particularly when you go to a Korean barbecue restaurant. So firstly, here's a sentence you can use when you want to order meat in a Korean restaurant. 삼겹살 1인분 주세요. Please give me a portion of 삼겹살, pork belly. 삼겹살 1인분 주세요. First, we have the food or the meat that we want to order, which is 삼겹살, and this essentially is the pork belly meat. But 삼겹살 literally means 3 layers of meat. 삼 meaning 3, 겹 meaning layer, 살 essentially meaning meat. And that's how we sort of look at pork belly because it has layers of fat, meat, and so on. So 삼겹살 refers to pork belly. And then the key phrase is 1인분. And this has the word 일 meaning one, the Sino-Korean word for one, and then the word 인분, which means portion. So in Korean restaurants, when you go to barbecue restaurants especially, you order meat in portion. One portion, the weight of a portion varies depending on what meat you're ordering, but it could vary anywhere between 100 and 200 grams. The weight of each portion is usually on the menu, so do check to see how much meat you get. And depending on how many people you go together, you order meat in portion. And the word for portion is 인분, and we use the Sino-Korean number. And when we order one portion, we say 1인분, 1인분. Notice how we stress 일. So we say 1인분, 1인분. And that li을 in 일 connects with 인분. So we say 1인분, 1인분. To say 2 portions, we say 2인분, 2인분. Notice how we have to say 이, in separately, so therefore it sounds like we are sort of extending the sound of 이. So we say 2인분, 2인분. And then after that, it's a little bit more straightforward. So 3 portions would be 3인분, 3인분, and then 4 portions would be 4인분, 4인분. And in a lot of Korean restaurants, you can also order like individual dishes using the word 인분. But 인분 is especially common when you are ordering food that is shared by the people you're with. So typically something like 부대찌개, which is served in a massive pot, and that is sort of cooked in front of you, and then you sort of serve individually as you eat. So any kind of food that is shared is often ordered in 인분. Not everything, but a lot of food that you share with other people, you have to order in portion. And the key word is 인분. And then lastly, we have 주세요, which means please give me. So again, 삼겹살 1인분 주세요 means please give me a portion of 삼겹살. Okay, so as well as ordering food while you're eating in Korean restaurants, we often have to make additional requests, whether it be to ask for water or whether it be to ask for additional side dishes. And to make these requests, you can say a sentence like this. 저기요, 반찬 좀 더 주세요. 저기요, 반찬 좀 더 주세요. First, we have 저기요, and this kind of means excuse me. We are using this phrase to catch the waiter's attention. And in a lot of Korean restaurants, unlike restaurants maybe in the UK or the US where you have to try to make eye contact with the server, you can just sort of not shout, but raise your voice a little and say 저기요 to catch the server's attention. A lot of restaurants may also have buttons by the table, so just press a button and then that will alert the server to come and help you. And then here we have the word 반찬, which means side dish. And depending on what you're requesting, you can change that with other phrases as well. And then we have 좀, and that kind of means a little or some. So some amount. And then we have 더, meaning more. And then we have 주세요, which means, again, please give me. So altogether, 저기요, 반찬 좀 더 주세요. Kind of means, please give me some more side dishes. Let's take a look at some more example sentences. 저기요, 돼지갈비 1인분 더 주세요. 저기요, 돼지갈비 1인분 더 주세요. 저기요, 물 좀 더 주세요. 저기요, 물 좀 더 주세요. Okay, so those two phrases will help you to make sure that you have the food that you can eat. But what normally, in Korean barbecue restaurants, quite often when you are grilling the meat, cooking the meat, the grill that's on the fire, you will get burn marks. So essentially you're cooking your meat on like burnt stuff on the grill. And you can request for the grill to be changed. And to make that request, you can say a sentence like this. 저기요, 판 좀 갈아주세요. 저기요, 판 좀 갈아주세요. So again, the sentence begins with 저기요, and that means excuse me. And the word 판 means grill. The longer word is 불판, 불판, 불 meaning fire, and 판 kind of means like a grill. But we often just use the word 판 instead of 불판. Now the word 좀 here doesn't refer to a certain amount, but we actually use the word 좀 often to be polite, particularly when we are making a request to the other person. So here, the word 좀 helps to add added politeness to the phrase. And then we have the verb phrase 갈아주세요. Now this combines the verb 갈다, which means to change, as in replace one thing with another. And then here we have 아주세요, which we can add to verbs to ask somebody to do something for us. And we add either 아주세요 or 어주세요, depending on the stem of the verb that we are adding this phrase to. And here, 갈다, when we add it to 아주세요, it becomes 갈아주세요, 갈아주세요. And that means please change. So altogether, 저기요, 판 좀 갈아주세요. 갈아주세요 means please change the grill. Excuse me, please change the grill. And this is a particularly useful phrase in Korean barbecue restaurants. Okay, so I think we're almost there. Now, one additional phrase that can be useful, not just in Korean barbecue restaurants, is when we want to ask the server to take out something in a dish, whether it's because you're a vegetarian, you don't want meat in a particular dish, or maybe you're worried that it's going to be too spicy. So you want to ask them to take out the spicy peppers. And to make that request, take something out, you can say a sentence like this. 고추 빼주세요. 고추 빼주세요. First, the word 고추 refers to a spicy pepper that looks like this. And some are more spicier than others, but if you know that that dish is going to be served with spicy pepper and you know that you struggle to handle spicy food, then you can ask the server and the people in the kitchen to take out the spicy pepper. And to request that request to take something out, we use the verb phrase 빼주세요. 빼주세요, which means please take out or please remove. The key verb is 빼다, 빼다, which means to take out. And we can use this verb 빼다 in many different contexts to talk about taking something out of somewhere. So you can use this verb 빼다 to talk about taking your phone out of your pocket, or maybe taking your book out of your bag. So you can use this verb 빼다 in many different situations. And again, we add 주세요 to the verb 빼다 to make this request of taking something out. Okay, so you've really enjoyed your meal and it's time to leave, and you want to say goodbye to the people that have served you. And you can say the most common way of saying goodbye, which would be like 안녕히 계세요, 안녕히 계세요. But there is another way of saying goodbye, not just in Korean restaurants, but in a lot of different places where you are served by the people in the shop in that place. 수고하세요, 수고하세요. Now, the literal translation of 수고하세요 kind of means please do a lot of work, but it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But quite often we use this phrase as a goodbye when we are leaving a certain shop or restaurant where we have been served. And we say this phrase 수고하세요 to show appreciation for their hard work. And it functions as a way of saying goodbye. So whether it be in a restaurant or in a clothing store where you've been served by the people working in the clothing store, or whether you have just been to a doctor's and you've been helped by the nurses and the doctors and the people working in the reception. So when you leave these places and you want to show a bit of appreciation and say goodbye to them, then you can say 수고하세요, 수고하세요. And that here sound in ha almost disappears. So it sounds like 수고하세요, 수고하세요. Okay, so these are 5 of the most useful phrases you can use when you go to a Korean restaurant, particularly when you go to a Korean barbecue restaurant. Okay, so that's it for today. And I hope that you were able to learn something new from today's video. And I hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.